good morning. I believe we are live. Let me just actually find it on my own page if I can. If you're joining me, if you can see me, say hello in the comments. Before I actually dive in, I just want to make sure that I am actually live because I can't see myself right now. I'm like, where is the live video? So give me a second while I try to find this. And if you can see me, oh, there we are. Hallelujah. We're here. It's working. The tech gods are on our side this morning. Happy Friday. How are you all feeling? Right. Whew, we have made it to day 4 of the Client Attraction Alchemy experience. I hope you've been enjoying every single minute. I have been loving being here with you big time. So what are we diving into for day 4, baby? Let me just organize myself. I didn't realize what time it was. I had one of those looked at the clock and went, it's supposed to be live now moments. So I feel a little bit discombobulated. That's my daughter's favorite word. A little bit discombobulated, but let's get set, let's get ready, let's dive in. So firstly, I would love to hear from you. How are you actually feeling? How are you feeling today? We are officially on day 4. We've had 3 days of pretty deep dive training. And I really hope that you're starting to feel differently about client attraction. I hope that you feel your energy is lifted. I hope that you have begun to get some more clarity around what some of those pieces are in that jigsaw that we've talked about that have been missing or not quite fitting properly, so that you can understand steps that you can take, steps that you can begin taking right now, not waiting until you feel ready to transform your success with client attraction. So what I want to go through with you today from the get-go is I want to just go through like super quickly what we've covered so far this week, because we have covered so much. And I think one of the things when we move at this speed through a free experience is it's really easy to just jump to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, and completely forget about all the conversations that we've had previously. And I really don't want you to do that. I really want you to take everything that we've covered, everything that we've talked about, and actually implement it within your business. I really, truly, deeply want you to see the results around this. So I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to go through it briefly with you. And what I would love for you to do is make a bit of a mental note or a note on your pen and paper around what some of those pieces are that you might want to go back to and reflect a little bit deeper. I would like you to ask yourself, as you've gone through the 3 days that we've done so far, are you listening, learning, and implementing, or are you just allowing it to soak in? Allowing it to soak in is awesome, right? It's definitely a heck of a lot more than doing nothing. But I would also really love for you to take some action, even if it's a really small action, like one teeny tiny step, because one teeny tiny step over time has an exponential, if I can even say it, exponential impact. And that's how you're going to start seeing results differently. So I'm going to go through this. I want you to feel into what pieces you've maybe even forgotten all about already, what pieces you could spend a little bit more time on, and what pieces you feel like you've got. Because I know some of the things that we've talked about will just have like dropped in. I have still got a cold. I can't believe it. I don't think ever in my life have I had a cold that's lasted this long. I've had it for over a week, like 7 days of a cold. I'm like, this is insane. This is unheard of. What the flipping heck is going on? So I do still have a cold, but I am feeling a little bit better. And we have certainly got a lot to dive into today. So day 4 is essentially about activating new and old audience for aligned sales on demand. So part of the conversation that we need to have today is, once you're starting to attract more people to your space, once you're starting to activate those people currently in your space, how are you selling? How are you selling so that you actually get to receive for the work that you do? How are you selling so that you're actually a real freaking business? How are you selling so you get to live your best life as you're supporting others in doing that for themselves? Because we do not need more broke coaches, broke healers, broke heart-led entrepreneurs in the world. We want you making money, because making money creates opportunities, and it means you're going to be able to do even more good in the world. Money amplifies who you truly are. And if you're in this experience following with me, I know that you're all about the heart and the soul and making a difference. Therefore, we need more of you in the world with more money to create more change. Yes? Are you with me? We've talked about that already. So here's what we're going to do today. This is the plan, baby. Number one, I'm going to take you through the pieces that we've looked at already so you can quickly reflect and think about what you might want to go back to and make sure you're implementing, because there's a couple of key pieces here that are going to make a huge difference to your marketing, to your message when you implement them. So I don't want you to just like skip over them. The second thing that we're going to do is I'm going to just do a super quick bit of housekeeping with you, because I want to make sure that you are all set for our masterclass on Sunday. Sunday's masterclass is going to be a really big one, right? So carve out some time. It's probably going to be at least 90 minutes. I have got a really huge freaking amount to share with you. It's going to be big, baby, because I want to break down, firstly, how we should be utilizing strategies within our business. And then secondly, I want to dive into all the bubble bursting strategies with you that you can choose so that you can grow your audience with speed consistently every single month without ads. So this is 100% organic growth strategy, right? And I'm going to share, I've got 11 that I'm going to share with you. You only need one. So you're going to be able to choose the one that's most aligned for you. Then you're going to be able to take the information that I've gone through with you around how you build a successful strategy so that you can implement it, so that you can get results, right? So Sunday night is not for the faint-hearted. Like, we're going deep, we're going big. There's going to be a massive amount of value. It has the potential to completely transform your business. If you actually take on board what I'm teaching you and you put it into action, you're going to see, like, by the time you get to Christmas, your business is going to be so different. You are going to be so further. The size of your audience will be transformed. Oh, I spat then. Sorry. Your connection with your audience will be transformed. The money that you're making because of that will be transformed. So I really freaking well want you on Sunday night's masterclass. I'm going to show up. I'm going to be ready to rock and roll. I'm going to be sharing it all with you. And I just want you ready to receive it, because it's going to be a total game changer for you. So just tell me in the comments, have you signed up? Have you signed up? Have you signed up for the free masterclass? And remember, it's not here, it's in the Zoom room. So you need to get the Zoom code. You need to make sure you get that email. You definitely don't want to miss that masterclass. I'm just going to get the link for you while I'm here and talking to you all. So I'm going to get that. Let me just grab it, copy and paste it, Apple copy, and let me pop it into the chat down there. Okay. So if anyone hasn't signed up for the masterclass, here's the link. Do it now. Now is the time to take action on that. Right, and get it in your diary. 6:30 Sunday evening. That's BST. So double check if you're not in the UK. All right. And of course, we've also got our Tuesday masterclass, but I'll talk more about that later, because the most important one is the Sunday one. And you'll see why it ties into everything that we've been doing so far. All right, so we're going to do that. Then we're going to do a bit of housekeeping, and then we're going to dive into the conversation around selling. We've got a lot to talk about when it comes to selling, because I want you to sell in alignment, unapologetically, and actually begin to receive. So we're diving into all things money and selling. All right, how does that sound? Are you excited to do the sales conversation today? To look at your limiting beliefs around selling, and to look at what the pieces are that you need in place to actually sell successfully. Give me a little yes or a little love heart if you're ready to do that. Okay, cool, awesome. Right, so this week so far, and I might have got some of the days that we did this mixed up because I can't remember what I taught you on what day and what we went through, but I've got the main pieces here, which is the most important thing. So day one, we looked at the biggest mistakes, the biggest challenges that you're facing when it comes to client attraction alchemy. We talked about what those pieces are that feel like they're missing from your jigsaw, and why you feel like you're banging your head against a brick wall again and again and again. We also looked at the myths around marketing, the things that actually you don't need to be doing, so you can finally throw them away and stop feeling guilty for trying to make yourself do a thing that you actually don't need to be doing. So essentially what we were trying to do on day one is bring you into alignment with your marketing, with your message, with your client attraction. Because once you feel aligned with it, it's going to be a heck of a lot easier for you to show up and do the work. You're going to be pulled by that excitement, pulled by like your driving force, as opposed to feeling like you're in hustle mode or push mode or like fight mode as you're trying to build your business, because that is not the place to be building it from. So that was a lot of the conversation around Monday. We also talked about the umbrella, and we talked about your offers beneath it, right? So how you can actually still have a really big, broad, beautiful message, but you can still get really specific with the different ways that you talk about your different things. And we shared about how that is so essential, right? Because as soul-led entrepreneurs, we often don't want to put ourselves in a box. We often don't want to niche down. It feels wrong. It feels a bit kind of suffocating. But we also need to have a really powerful, specific message. Because if you try to speak to everyone, you will speak to no one. When our message is just generic, it literally hits the heart of no one. Everyone's just like, yeah, okay, it might be quite nice, but it doesn't grab me, it doesn't pull me, it doesn't give me that like, hell yes, oh my God kind of feeling in my body. And that's what we want to be doing with our messaging, with our marketing on social media, right? So the idea of the umbrella and the pieces beneath it should essentially set you free, so that you're not niching down, but you can get specific and you can have a really powerful message to the one. And we talked about, I don't think it was Tuesday, I think it was day 2 that we talked about your soul client. We talked about the difference between the ideal client, surface-led, like no depth, no real connection, versus the soul client, and how once you connect with your soul client again, suddenly your marketing becomes so much easier. And suddenly the conversations that you have, the posts that you write, the way you show up, it can all come from a much deeper place that feels far more fulfilling for you and far more connective for your soul clients. It's going to make your message way more magnetic. So we talked about the umbrella and the pieces. We talked about your soul client and the difference between that and the ideal client. We then went and talked about the client journey, really making sure that within the content that you're sharing, you're talking about that beginning point, that end point, and the things that happen beneath that journey. Because when you share that as stories, it speaks to the heart of your soul client. They will say, oh my God, yes, that's me. Oh my God, yes, that's me. Oh my God, yes, that's me. It helps them recognize that you are the perfect match for them, that you're the person that they need to be buying from, investing in to really help them, because they've just got that, like, she's in my head, he's in my head. Like, this person gets me. I want to buy from this person. I want to invest in this person. So we want to make sure that we're tying that into our message and our marketing. We then talked about how we dig in and get even more specific with the quadrant. Do you remember the quadrant? Give me a little yes if you remember the quadrant. So in the quadrant, the first 2 options were pretty obvious. Most marketing will teach you this. Like the first one, the problem. The second one, the desire, right? We talk about that all the time. But then we went deeper and we talked about the symptoms and not the solutions, the symptoms and the outcomes, basically, what it actually looked like. And we talked about the difference between the internal ones, the external ones. We talked about the difference in like the emotional needs of your soul client versus the actual practical and physical things. And if you remember, I can't remember if this is day 1 or day 2, but there was the 2 lists that you had as part of your task, right? To like list through what are the things that will change emotionally from your client when they go through this change with you, and what will change physically, practically, like in real life world, when the tangible things, when they go through this transformation with you. Now, weaving all of this into your content is going to make you way more magnetic. Weaving this into your content shows that you're the expert. Weaving this into your content shows that you really freaking deeply understand the needs, the desires, the emotions, the everything of the person who desires to work from you. So suddenly it takes your message and your marketing from being that vanilla kind of meh to suddenly really deeply speaking to the heart, to the soul of the person who is searching for you. Okay, so this is essentially how we activate your message. And we need to be doing this first. Even if you feel like you've got no one in your like space right now that's going to be a perfect fit, that's actually a soul client, we want to activate our message first, because once we've begun to do this, everything else is going to grow exponentially. Now, let's be honest about this. Some of you will find this really easy to put into practice, and it's just going to flow, because you find writing really easy, you find storytelling really easy. But for the majority of you, 90% of you, it's going to feel difficult, because essentially you're learning a bit of a new skill. And when we learn a new skill, we're in our what zone, our stretch zone, not our comfort zone. What happens in our stretch zone? The mind monkeys come into play. That little voice that says, but you're not good enough. It'll never work. What's the point anyway? This is silly. What would people think? And so we really work with ourselves, work with our emotion, work with that little voice scared to death inside of us and say, hey, it's okay. I've got you. We're going to figure this out as we go. We're going to improve as I go. I'm sure each and every one of you can look back on things that you did for the very first time, whether it was a year ago or 2 years ago or 5 years ago, and look at where you are now with that. See how far you've come. When I look at my first posts and videos and all the things that I was putting on social media in the early days, oh my God, it was a million miles away from what I do now. But the only reason that it changed and I got better is because I kept on going. So I want you to not put too much pressure on yourself around this. I want you to decide, commit 100% to doing it. And remember, we talked about commitment. No 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Freaking committed, baby. I'm doing this. I'm dedicated. Dedicated to really weaving this in and becoming the artist of your message, but allowing it to come from the heart, not overthinking it, not over preparing it, more tapping into that emotion, because that's the bit that's going to make all the difference. And the stories, because human beings love stories, right? So, I don't even know what day all that was on now. I'm all over the place. We then talked about the primary needs of your soul client. What are the things that people will buy? Is it money that you help them transform? Is it health? Is it relationships? Is it purpose? There was one more I've totally forgot off the back of my head. We talked about that and how you're weaving that into your message. We talked about the emotional needs of your client and how that needs to be woven into your the way that you present yourself. Does your soul client need to feel safe? Does your soul client need to feel sexy? What is it that your soul client is searching for on that emotional level? And how are you sharing that within your business? We talked a little bit about you are your magic. And the more you give yourself permission to be you, the more magnetic you will become, the more that everything will drop into place. We talked about what alignment really means. Are you with me still? Do you remember? Alignment being not what is aligned for now, but what aligns with that next level version of you. Because if we want to be moving forwards, we need to be aligning to that next level, not the version of today. And that's the secret to, again, exponential growth, seeing that difference, moving forward with speed and ease and flow. Whew. We talked finally yesterday, we finished with the ingredients for client attraction, the calling, the connection, the conversion, the commitment. So we've covered so flipping much in just 3 days. I'm imagining that your brain might be buzzing a little bit because there is so much that we've covered. But I don't want you just to let it walk on by. Da, 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 da. I want you to grab it and use it and take it on board and plan it into the work that you're doing. Now, obviously, when it's an experience like this, it's jam-packed, it's full on, it's a little bit crazy, it's got high energy, it's a nice way to build momentum. But you need to be able to sustain this moving forward so that you don't just drop the ball on it, but sustaining it in a way that works for you, finding your rhythm. Because building a business should not be push and struggle and hustle. It should not be you burning yourself to the bone. No, 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 no. We want to find our own rhythms within our business so that we can work in flow for ourselves. And each of us will have a different rhythm. And so as we're doing this work, as we're implementing these things, as we're growing our business, as we're bringing in new clients, we want to find our own rhythm within that. Now, what are the pieces that we haven't covered yet? Well, we haven't covered going beyond your current bubble. How actually now, today, with the way that social media is currently working, just showing up and sharing isn't enough. We need to have one strategy that gets you beyond your bubble organically in order for you to grow big time. That's the masterclass on Sunday. We also haven't talked about the power of launching and how that has the potential to create exponential results for you. It means you can transform your business in the next 30 to 40 days. It means you can bring in your first like 5K month, 10K month once you have those pieces in place, and more, by the way. So these are some of the big pieces that we're going to be covering in the masterclasses that are the total game changers for your business. So that leaves us with, what are we going to do today? What's the piece that we need to dive into today that's going to add that next little bit into your jigsaw to support you in moving forwards, seeing the results, getting paid for doing your purpose work? I used to have a mastermind called that, just remembered. Whew. All right. So just tell me in the comments, I want to hear from you. What are some of those key pieces that have been most useful for you to hear? What are some of the things that you want to come back and dive back into? Have you had any kind of aha moments as we've been going through all of this? How are you feeling yourself in your energy? Because on one hand, I hope that you're feeling really freaking like inspired and excited. But on the other hand, there's a lot that I've shared with you, and I don't want you to get into overwhelm with that. We get into overwhelm when we put pressure on ourselves to do all the things now, when we try to be perfectionist about it. So for those of you who know you put a lot of pressure on yourself, you can get into perfection mode, you feel like you need to do it all now, I want you to like take that deep breath, if I can do that, and just relax into this. Allow yourself to surrender into the growth and evolution that's going to take place. Trust that where attention goes, energy flows. So as long as you keep bringing your attention to these things gently, you're going to begin to see a change. Yeah? And I want you to move towards it from this energy rather from the energy of, oh my God, I've got to. Like, oh my goodness, what if? Right, I've just realized I haven't done that at everyone sign. So let me try putting that in, see if it works. Because I know that not everybody is here. Is it going to let me do it at everyone? Yes, at everyone. Live for day 4. We'll see if that goes in as natural tag or not. I don't know. Okay. No, it hasn't. How annoying. God, that's annoying. Okay, cool. Right. So I need your help a little bit because I think there's some people who are struggling to find our live now. So please, can you, number 1, give it a love heart. Number 2, if you've been a lurker so far today, say hello in the comments. And let me know, because we haven't even talked about that, how are you getting on with your daily tasks and your workbooks? How are you feeling about that? I know some of you are doing them. You're rocking and rolling. They're flipping amazing. I'm loving the things that you're writing and sharing and the clarity that you're creating through those. But I also know that some of you haven't shared them yet. And so I want you to do a check-in. Those of you who have done it, like flipping heck, awesome, brilliant, well done. Those of you who haven't yet, what's holding you back? Is it just that you've been super busy so you haven't had the time? Or is it that you're overthinking something? Is it that you're kind of putting off sharing because you don't want anyone to judge you or your thoughts? Is it that you're the kind of person who sits back and thinks, oh, no, I'm not going to post, I'll just do the work for myself? I just want you to do a little like check-in for yourself if you haven't done that work, but yet, why not? What's holding you back? And would it actually benefit for you in some way if you actually did go and do it? Now, that's going to be different with each of you because we're all different individuals, right? So Paul says, done but not shared. Let's share it, Paul, let's share it. And of course, yes, it means you can also be in the competition, but I think that there's so much that it says about us honouring ourselves. When we give ourselves permission to do the thing, share the thing, allow ourselves to be seen, allow ourselves that recognition, there's something really powerful in that. And this is obviously linked to client attraction. Because very often, many of us are saying on one hand, where are the clients? Where are the clients? I need to find the clients. I need to attract the clients. But on the other hand, we're repelling them because we're like, oh, but I'm scared to be seen and I'm scared to be judged. And what will people think? So we've constantly got to be looking at, how am I honoring myself? How am I giving myself permission to be seen? How am I trusting that I am absolutely ready and worthy and more than enough? How am I allowing myself to just surrender into this rather than fighting myself each and every step of the way? How am I allowing client attraction to feel easeful, recognizing that it's not about me going out there searching for the clients. It's about me attracting clients to me. And the more fully that I stand in my power, the more magnetic that I make my message, the more specific that I allow myself to be, the more that I speak my truth, the more that I allow myself to be seen, the stronger my light will shine, like the lighthouse. And you will attract people into you, because the brighter you shine, the more people will see you, the more people will take notice. Instead of feeling and instead of running that thing in your head that says, but where are the clients? Where are the clients? How do I find the clients? It's less about you finding the clients. It's more about you finding yourself. It's more about you giving yourself permission to be seen and showing up and sharing in a really freaking powerful way. Is this starting to hit home? Because if you're constantly searching for the clients, that takes a huge amount of energy. At some point, you're going to hit a place where you're just fed up of the search, because it's a really hard way to grow your business. Can you grow your business that way? Yes, of course you can. Are there people out there every single day searching for the clients? Yes, of course there are. But if you actually want to build a business that feels like it comes from flow and purpose and passion, if you want to build a business that's in alignment for your life, we don't need to be doing the searching. We need to be standing in our power. Yeah? Okay. So today, we are going to dive into permission to receive and the 7 steps to selling successfully. Okay? Permission to receive and the 7 steps to selling successfully. Are you ready? Give me a yes. Nyla says, will you have time to do one Dr. Joe meditation? Remember, as you said, Dr. Joe's favorite thing, where your attention goes, your energy flows. Was that Dr. Joe? I thought, where did I think that was from? I thought that was from Esther Hicks. That's where I thought that was from. But who knows? Who knows? The universe, I'm sure, has just shared it in all kinds of places. Right. Okay. So the quick bit of housekeeping that I didn't do. Are you signed up for both masterclasses? Yes, no. If not, get yourself signed up now, because they're going to be flipping well epic. Remember, they're on Zoom, not in here. Number 2, competition prize draw will be on Wednesday. So like each video, comment each video, do the daily task. All the videos, all the trainings from this week are going to be available till next Friday. So if you have missed a day, or if you want to go back, you have got time to do that. I don't want you to be in scarcity mode. I want you to feel abundant. I want you to be able to enjoy this. And of course, the doors are open right now to the Impact and Income Academy. And so for those of you who know you're ready to freaking well do this, we go a much better pace. You have time to really implement it. I support you with the implementing it. And we literally put every flipping piece of the jigsaw in place, so that finally you stop fighting. Finally, you stop hitting your head against a brick wall. Finally, you have clarity, you have confidence, you have certainty. You know that you can freaking well do this. You build your business to those 5K months, to those 10K months. You build your business empire. You make the difference that you desire to make in the world. And really importantly, you do it in a way that's super freaking aligned for you. No ickiness, no misalignment. It's about living your best life every single day as you do this. Within the Academy, I'm going to show you how to do all of these pieces. We're going to make sure that you're speaking to your next level soul client. We're going to make sure that your message is hitting the mark. We're going to make sure that your visibility goes through the roof. We're going to make sure that we're building your audience, that we begin building your email list, that we have this epic community who are waiting to buy from you. I'm going to teach you how to activate them through the power of launching. I'm going to teach you how to sell like really fully in a beautiful soul-led way. It literally takes you through the whole thing. It's 5 months, because we want to have plenty of time to do the work, to implement it, to see the results happening. There are a ton of flipping amazing bonuses that come alongside it that are going to support you and really build the foundations to help you really, truly freaking well do this. And you have got my support every single step of the way inside the Academy. We have built it to be this incredibly supportive hub space with next level training, next level support, next level implementation, literally everything that you need to actually finally make your business the success that you desire it to be. And joining now means you're going to see those results before Christmas. You're going to hit Christmas feeling completely different about yourself, about your business, about your clients, about your money, all the things. So doors are open. Fast action pricing is available. There's an option to book a call. There's a pay in full option with an extra bonus. There are 2 different payment plans. Don't hang about. Come and join me. It's going to transform your life. It's going to transform your business. Right. So on that note, let's talk about selling, shall we? Let's talk about selling. So selling starts with our ability to receive. Check in on that. Feel the feelings in your body when you think about receiving. Zoom out and get an overview of your life. How often do you allow yourself to receive? Or is it that every time you receive, you're so desperate to give back, give back, give back? Or is it that every time someone tries to offer you something, you're like, no, I'm okay, I'm fine? Because most of us, especially as heart-led entrepreneurs, have real difficulty with receiving. We feel some level of guilt around receiving. Oh, if I receive this, it must mean something. It must mean that I owe someone something or have to give back in some way. Or am I really worthy of receiving this? Or no, I'm just fine. I'll get on with it. I don't need it. I'm okay. Give it to someone else who needs it more. So I just want you to feel into this. On a scale of 1 to 10, thank you, Ruby Beautiful. On a scale of 1 to 10, how easily do you allow yourself to receive? And on a day-to-day basis, do you just allow that in? Or do you block it? So it's a conversation that, let me give you some real life examples. It's like when your partner says, oh, do you want me to get the kids from school today? And you go, no, I'll do it, it's fine. Well, yeah, you can do it, but he could have done it too. And you could have just said, that would be amazing, thank you. It's when the person says, oh, I'll tell you what, I'll drive us there. I'll pick you up. And you're like, no, I'll drive us, it's fine, I'll drive us. And you could have just said, oh, that would be amazing, thank you, I'd really appreciate that. It's when the person says, I can lend you that money because I know it's important to you. And you say, oh, God, no, I can't take your money. So when you're in the coffee queue and your friend says, oh, I'll get the coffees this time, you're like, no, I'll get the coffees this time. I'll get them. And you're like, we could have just said, oh, thank you. That's lovely. So often in our lives, we just don't allow ourselves to receive. And then we wonder why we find it difficult to receive in our businesses. And our ability to receive, how good we feel in receiving, has an absolute impact on how fully we sell. Because when we sell, the whole point of selling is to then create this effect whereby we're giving and receiving, but we are receiving and we need to receive. This is why if you have difficulties with receiving, you probably undervalue the work that you do. You probably undercharge for the work that you do. So how many of you resonate with number 1, finding it difficult to receive, and number 2, knowing truly in your heart and your soul that you underprice your stuff? Because the two are absolutely entwined. Because it's like, oh, I can only receive this much. I can only receive to this level. If I receive more than this and I start to feel out of balance, when actually that's not true at all. You've just spent your whole entire life giving more than you allow yourself to receive. And then you wonder why you feel tired. And then you wonder why you feel burnt out. And then you wonder why you feel frustrated. And then you wonder why occasionally you have that I'm so annoyed. The world's so I've had enough of all of this. Well, I'm not freaking surprised why. Because you're giving and you're giving and you're giving and you're giving, and you're not allowing yourself to receive back at the same level. So we really need to start to transform this, because otherwise constantly within our businesses, we're going to be in a place where we're giving more and not allowing ourselves to receive fully. And it means you're going to hit burnout. How many of you have hit burnout at some point in your life? And maybe you've even got a little bit of a fear that you could hit that burnout again. Well, if that's you and you know that you can get to those places where it's like, oh, or where you're literally rock bottom, one of the first things you need to do is start looking at your ability to receive and start practicing that. Okay. So when we're thinking about permission to receive, firstly, we just want to notice, because we're receiving all the time, and how readily we receive definitely impacts our energy, definitely impacts our ability to sell, definitely impacts how much we give within our programs, our products, to our clients, to all the things. And we need to allow ourselves to like re-level that, find the right balance for us and for our clients, because the right balance will actually support you both. Because what happens when you're out of alignment with your giving? What do other people do? Other people get out of alignment too, right? Because everyone starts feeling a bit guilty. Oh my God, she gave me that and I need to give that in return. Like it creates this ripple effect of like guilt and unevenness, and like everyone's out of freaking balance and everyone feels bad, and then everyone gets annoyed and frustrated. It's like, no wonder we live in the kind of society that we do, right? So we actually, the best thing that we can do for the people that we love, for the clients that we serve, for society at large, is allow ourselves to finally get into balance with receiving. Because that's where lots of the issues are actually created within the world, because people are out of balance, right? Okay, so I've got a couple of questions that I want to take you through, specifically around money to do with this. And I want you to just feel into them. I'd love for you to type into the comments, because I think people will find it really powerful hearing about other people's things. So I just want you to be honest with yourself. I want you to share. I want you to feel into it. I want you to see what comes up for you. And I'll share a couple of client examples to help you like tap into that energy of it yourself, right? So the first question for you is, what in life taught you it wasn't okay or safe to receive, and specifically to receive, money? I want you to check in with that. When you feel me ask you that question, what's your response? Is there any part of you that says like, no, I'm totally good with receiving all of it? Is it that you're safe to receive to some level, and past a certain level it's not okay? Is it that something comes in? So for example, I had a client I worked with a couple of years ago, and she was at the point where she was about to go past 6 figures. And we knew something was going on energetically, because she just, like, no matter what she was doing from a strategic level, she wasn't going past that 6 figures all the time, just under. And she was getting really freaking frustrated. And then one day we'd been having this conversation about her money mindset and doing things about that. And she'd always said, no, I have a great money mindset. You know, I have money, my partner has money. We have more than enough money in our lives. I don't have any limiting beliefs. I feel like money's a really positive thing. And I was like, yeah, but there's something going on there. And then her neighbor got burgled. And when her neighbor got burgled, it triggered something in her. And she was like, oh my God, I know what it is. If I start having more money and buying more things, I'm going to stand out. And that means I'm not safe, because I'm more likely for people to try and take that money from me. Whether it's someone burgling the house because they see a nicer car in the front garden, or, you know, it looks lovely, or whether it's people like in my family who suddenly want to take more from me because they see that I have more, and I don't ever want to be in that situation. I don't want to feel like I've got to say yes or I've got to say no to people that I love. And it was like, right. Okay, so you've allowed yourself to have this much money, but you can't go beyond it. So something in her life as she was growing up, like, planted these seeds where it was like, okay, like, I'm not safe to have above X amount of money. And for her, it was that like 6-figure mark in her business. So we all have like our own money set points. We have a money thermostat. And within our money thermostat, we have an amount that we feel like it's like the amount that is just enough. And often we don't go beyond it because of things like we feel afraid, unsafe, where it means something about us. So we live our lives at this set point where we've just got enough, and we never allow ourselves to get into actual abundance with money or overflow with money, which is where we actually want to get to, because that's when we can make the biggest impact, right? So that was the first one. What in life taught me it wasn't okay or safe to receive money? An example of mine was my one set of grandparents would put £1 a week on their fireplace. It was like £1 a week for me, £1 a week for my brother. Then I had 2 cousins, £1 for them, £1 for them. And so I'd let the pounds like pile up a little bit, right? And then I would go and I would take my pocket money. And one week I went to take my pocket money and there was no pounds there. I was like, Grandma, where's my pocket money? And my mum got really mad at me. She was like, Claire, you don't ever, like, don't take for granted that you're going to get money. And I got really told off around it. And I was mortified, because I was just like, I always get pocket money from my grandma and granddad. I always get £1 a week. Where's my £1 a week? Like, I wasn't doing it, you know, from a negative space, or it was just like, it was just how things were. And suddenly I felt so bad. Suddenly I felt so guilty. Suddenly I felt like, oh my God, by receiving money, like, because my mum had gone on to say, like, do you expect your grandparents to go without what, maybe they can't afford to give you money this week. Maybe like by giving you pocket money, they haven't had something. It was bad, right? But we know that our parents just do the best that they can do with the time, right? So there's no like judgment on my mum for that. It was just how life was. It was different. But it plants those seeds. Okay, so that's the first one. Second thing is, what bad thing am I afraid it means about me that I desire money? How many of you can freely say, like, yes, I desire money. I desire money. I'm a money magnet. Give me the money, honey. How many of you can really like be in your energy fully and be like, yes, yes, yes? I know some of you will have it and you'll just be like, yes, give me the money. And some of you will have resistance around that. So I want you to feel into what bad thing am I afraid it means about me that I desire money. So this is when often those like fears of like, oh, it means that I'm greedy, because that's one of the connections that are made when we're young. Like most of us, when we were growing up, there was this connection between greed and money. It's greedy to want more money. Like rich people are normally doing something bad to have that money. Rich people don't care about the everyday person. I actually read, what was it? I read a post or something yesterday that was literally about something like that. And I was like, wow, are people still really thinking this and feeling this? So even those of you who feel like, yes, I love money, I desire money, I want you to check deeper than that. Do you have any seeds that were planted a long time ago that said in some way it's bad to want money? Linda, wow, that's a full-on one, right? I'm repulsive. Yeah. I'm greedy, feel guilty. Yeah. Because most of us have both. A lot of us can say on one hand, yes, I desire the money, but still there's that little kernel of doubt from our childhood or from something that we were taught or learned or experienced that says, yeah, but. Nadia, money equals superficial. Yeah. Okay, so that's the second one. The third question I want you to ask yourself around that is it true? Because this is how our beliefs work, whether they're empowering beliefs or disempowering beliefs. They cycle around our brain. We think them again and again and again, whether on a conscious level and we're aware of it or a subconscious level and we're not aware of it. So if we have something like a belief that says, like on some level, I feel like greedy, it's only like people who are greedy who want money, or it's greedy to want more money. Like that belief is still living inside of us. It is still playing, whether we're aware of it or not. So I want you to ask yourself the question, is it true? Some of you will be able to say, yeah, of course it's not true. Of course, like it's not greedy to want more money. But for those of you who really have like a deep planted seed, I want you to check in with this. Because of course it's not true. Of course it's not greedy to want more money. You having more doesn't actually take away from someone else. You having more probably means that you can give more, right? But we're taught from an early age that like, and it comes from those things like how many of you had that moment as a kid, eating your dinner, and your mum or your dad or your grandma or your granddad would be like, eat all that food on your plate. Don't you know there's starving kids in Africa? How many of you were told that as a kid? Because what is that saying? Essentially, the thing that that's saying, it's not about the actual food, right? It's saying if you don't make it, like by you having this, someone else has not got it. So it creates that feeling of guilt. And it's that same thought that we imprint, blueprint onto money. Oh, if I have more, someone else has less. The truth is, you having more makes no difference whatsoever to the kids who are starving and in poverty and in horrible, horrendous conditions. If anything, you having money means that you can decide that you want to actually do something about it and help in some way. So you having money is going to like make the change for good, not for bad. So we need to start like transforming some of these things that can potentially be holding us back beneath the surface to receiving with more ease. Next question is, or the next thing I want you to do is, what are the good things that you desire to do with money? If you were in overflow with money, if you were in abundance with money, What are some of the things that you would do now to create a positive change in the world? I want you to tell me. What are some of the things, the positive things that you would do now if you had the means with the money? Would you set up a charity? Would you work in a certain way? Would you, and here's the thing, charity starts at home, right? It might be that you go, oh my God, I would pay for my mum to have that operation that she desperately needs. Or, oh my God, I would support my child in doing this that's really important to them. Or, oh my God, I would do this for my community because my community desperately needs this. Last year, I got involved with a local food bank for a while, and it blew my mind, the difference one person helping there could actually make. So very often we think about making a difference on this big level, but actually, it often starts at home. What are the things that you can do around you to the people that you love, the people that you know, like the next door neighbor? So the reason that we want to do this is we want to recognize that money amplifies who you are. And the more money that you have means the more good that you can do. Does it mean you have to do good? No. We all know a lot of rich people who purposefully do not do any good whatsoever with their money. Does it mean that they find it harder to make money? No. So it's not oh, I have got to believe that I'm going to do good with money in order to make money. No. But if you've got limiting beliefs around money on some level, and you can recognize that you get to do good with more money, you're going to allow yourself to receive more. You're going to up your money thermostat. Can you see how this impacts your ability to sell in your business? Because it stops it being just about you. When you sell in your business, the first person you're impacting is your client, because finally they're getting the help, the support, the thing that they need. So when you sell, you serve. You actually make a difference. You make an impact to that individual who buys it. So that's the first positive piece of change you make. The second positive piece of change you make is to you, because you get to receive, which means that you can operate from a place of overflow, which means you can create a ripple effect. In you doing that, you're going to impact other people in doing that. In you receiving more money, you can choose where you put that money. It literally creates wave after wave after wave of positive impact when you sell. So why are you not selling more? How many of you feel like you sell 100%? No holds barred. You don't hold back. You own the sale. You feel super freaking aligned to selling. You're excited about selling. You just want to do it all the time. How many of you have those kind of feelings in your body when it comes to selling? If you do, I want you to write sales queen. Even you, Paul, sales queen. I want you to write sales queen in the comments if you're like, yes, I love selling. I sell fully. I own it because I recognize it makes such a beautiful, powerful impact in the world. How many of you are like, oh shit, yeah, actually, no. I'm nowhere near selling enough. I hold myself back from selling. I'm apologetic about selling. I think, oh my God, if I sell again, I'm going to scare people away. People are going to think I'm greedy and just out to get their money if I keep on selling. People are going to be fed up of listening to me. They're going to switch off and follow me and subscribe from my list. So we have to recognize that when we sell, we get to make our most powerful difference. It's when we work our magic. It's when we create transformation. It's when that ripple effect takes place. And if we really, truly believe that, we're going to be freaking unstoppable when it comes to us selling. And it's coming from a place of complete alignment. If you know that every time you sell, you are making a positive impact in the world, how can that be misaligned? It's only misaligned if you're mis-selling something, if you're lying about what you're selling. Is that going to feel icky? Yes, of course it is. Should it? Yes, of course it should. Because we want to sell in alignment. We want to sell with absolute belief in the thing that we're selling. Okay, so I want to check in just before we go any further on a couple of mantras that you can use to transform your selling. So maybe it's things like, I am a money-making queen. Maybe it's, I am safe to receive. Maybe it is, I'm a money magnet. Maybe it is like, when I sell, I serve. When I sell, I freaking well serve. When I sell, I'm making an impact. When I allow myself to receive, I can give it overflow to people around me. What's the thing that you really need to take on board that's going to set you free when it comes to number one, you receiving, number two, you selling? That's going to allow you to lift your money thermostat. So it's no longer just set on the amount that it's been again and again and again and again. And that actually, finally, you get to receive more within your business. Because when we lift that thermostat, you're naturally going to take more action. When you feel good and aligned around selling, you're naturally going to sell more. When you feel good around selling and you are selling more, the energy is going to be felt in your people and they're going to be saying yes more and more and more. And shockingly, the more you sell in your business, the more money you'll make in your business, the bigger impact you'll create in your business. Are you with me? Okay. Now, the thing that, so let's just hold on before I move on. I want you to just close your eyes if you can. Take a deep breath in. And I want you to imagine all these little tiny money seeds that you get to plant in your garden. We've talked this week about the importance. Oh no, was that with you or was that in one of my other programs? I can't remember if it was with you or not. Did we talk about making sure that your soil is fertile? Someone tell me, did we have that conversation in here or was I having that conversation with someone else in one of my other groups? I think it might have been in one of my other groups actually. So if we're planting seeds, we want to make sure our soil is fertile. And we want to plant these seeds that are going to support us. We want to plant these seeds that are going to allow us to get out there and sell and serve and receive with ease. And these seeds are essentially new empowering beliefs that will support you in going out there in a bigger, bolder way. They're beliefs around money, they're beliefs around receiving, they're beliefs around selling. So I just want you to imagine like this beautiful garden. And I want you to imagine in your hand, you've got a couple of little seeds. And I want you to just look at these seeds now and recognize, what are these seeds that you're planting today? What are the seeds that are going to grow into these beautiful things that are going to support you in life and create such a beautiful difference in the world? What are your seeds and how are you planting them now? And I want you to imagine that. I want you to visualize that. And then I would love for you to share in the comments what your seeds are. I'm going to give you a second to do that. And then I'm moving into the next thing that we need to have a conversation around. Tell me when you're ready. Christina, I am open to receive money and all the good things into my life in abundance now. I'm open to receive money and wealth in ease, grace, and flow. Beautiful. Anna says, I magnetize my energy to draw clients to my work. We are all happy and prosperous is a mantra I've been working with. I love it. Josh, we talked about planting seeds and letting them grow. It might have been last night's session with my Impactful Coach group that I talked more about the soil, but that's okay. Still makes sense for you all. Sophie says, I'm a money magnet and money flows easily to me. Beautiful. What else have we got? I'll give you one more minute. My seeds are sunflowers, standing big and strong. Oh, I love that. I feel that as you say that. How like bright and beautiful and unapologetic. I love it. Tanya. I might not have said your name properly. I apologize. Money flows every day into my life with ease and abundance. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So the next piece in our puzzle, still specifically around selling, around receiving, is the way that you sell is intricately related to the way that you buy. I want you to think about how you buy the majority of the time. I want you to think about the energy that you feel when you buy. I want you to think about how you view buying versus how you view selling. Because very often, not 100% of the time, but very often, there is a connection. So for example, When I was at a point where I had no freaking money and I was in real scarcity around money and the bills would come in, I would feel really kind of annoyed. I would feel annoyed. I'd feel in scarcity. I'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe I've got to pay this money. I watched this really cute little thing on TikTok last night. There was this little girl. She was probably about 8 or 9. And she'd gone to buy an ice cream from the ice cream truck. Have any of you seen it? It went viral, I think. And this little girl had like come back and she had a really strong kind of North English kind of accent. And she was like, I don't bloody believe it. The ice cream man over there, he wanted to sell us 2 ice creams with a bubble gum for £9. £9. And she was like properly like, I was like, oh, whoa. So if we're in a place where when we're spending money, when we're buying things, we're number one in scarcity, or we're in frustration, or we're doing it in like some way that feels a bit misaligned, that's probably going to come through in the way that we buy, in the way that we sell, sorry. So for example, when I went through a phase in my life where going to do the food shopping at Tesco, I would put in my card to pay and I'd be like, cross all my fingers, is it going to go through, or is it going to be like, declined? I would go through a phase where, as I was signing checks, remember those things, to pay for like electricity bill or whatever it might be, I would feel really annoyed, like really angry that I had to pay that money. I would go through a phase where every time I went to buy something, there would be a bit of me that felt massive guilt. If I went to buy a pair of shoes or a dress or get my hair cut, I would like have to swallow. I'd feel this lump in my throat and be like, oh my God, I'm spending all this money. Oh my God. Whereas actually, if we can be in abundance when we buy, we can be in abundance when we sell, because we naturally project our feelings onto other people. So if we're buying in scarcity, if we're buying with guilt, if we're buying with fear, because we don't know if it'll go through, if we're buying with any of these feelings, these lower energetic frequency feelings, then we're naturally going to be projecting that in a subconscious way to our people when we sell. It means selling is guilt. It means selling is push. It means selling is smarmy. It means selling is taking my money. Well, how difficult is it going to be to sell if we've got those emotions going on? Whereas when we can go and we can buy from abundance, and we can be in massive freaking gratitude, and we can really appreciate that thing, and we can really enjoy that thing, and we can be really present with that thing, how much is that going to transform our ability to sell? Because then we're gonna again like imprint those feelings onto our clients. If we can buy in abundance and be like, oh my God, I am so grateful that I have done this. I am so excited that I've done this. I feel so abundant. I am so ready. I am so like, hell yes, all in. When we sell, we're going to feel good because we're creating that opportunity for our clients. Whereas if we're selling, we're like, panic mode, all the things. What have I done? It's going to make us hold back on the sale, because there's a part of us, even if it's subconscious or unconscious, that's going to be feeling like we're creating that in the other person, and none of us want to do that, right? We all care about the impact that we're having on others and how people feel around us. So this is where we need to look a little bit at what our cycles are. And I can see some of you are saying now, it might be different with like high price things, or it might be like, oh, I'll pay money in this way, but not this way. So for example, for a long time, I've learned to invest in my business. I've learned that investing in myself and in my business is one of the freaking best things that I can do. I know that my business is where it stands today because I've invested in myself and my business again and again and again and again. So I invest a heck of a lot of money, like hundreds of thousands of pounds into my business. And I invest it without like blinking my eyes. It's like, I know this is an investment well made. But a year ago, I looked at how I felt about paying for holidays for me and my family. And if I was paying for a holiday, there'd be a bit of me that was like, oh my God, that's so expensive. That is so freaking expensive for like a week's holiday. And yes, it'll be nice, but bloody hell, £10,000 for 5 of us to have a holiday. Oh, are you kidding? So expensive. Even going away in the UK, just booking an Airbnb, I was like, oh my God, it's so expensive. And then I had to stop and I was like, hang on a minute, why are you judging this as expensive when you will happily spend many more times than this on like paying for things within your business, investing in programs and coaching and all these kind of things? Most people actually do it the other way around, right? Most people, how many clients have said to you, oh, like I haven't got the money, I can't afford it, and then they've bought a holiday or a designer bag or done out the kitchen? So we all have different things that we will invest in and different feelings that come up in those investments. Yeah. And so we need to start having a look at that and checking in with where is this weaving into how you sell, and how can you begin to sell recognizing the beauty in the opportunity, the abundance in the sale. Like when you give that invitation, like the magic that you're putting out there into the world, the potential in that exchange that happens, the new, like the sliding doors moment that happens when your client says yes to working with you, what that can open up in their future, how everything can begin to transform in ways that we can't even imagine. Because yes, you're going to teach them the things or support them in the way or give them the supplements or whatever it might be, right? But it also has this other knock-on effect whereby all kinds of little offshoots and things change that you have no idea about. And a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, your client can be in a completely different place. A couple of years ago, I worked with a couple who were living on a canal boat. They'd both been teachers and they were both artists. And they decided to leave teaching. They'd got fed up with teaching, right? They were like, I'm done with teaching. So they bought this canal boat and they decided that they were going to learn to live on £10 a day. Because if they lived on £10 a day, they could just get by with selling their art. They would feel free. They could live on their boat. They would be happy. And so they came to me and they joined my academy. And literally the conversation we had was like, they were saying, if we could just make it from £10 a day to £20 a day, we could live on £20 a day instead, like through selling our art, that would be amazing. Because we'd be able to just enjoy life that little bit more. And I was like, oh my God, we can definitely do that and so much more. And so we worked together in the academy. We transformed all kinds of things. We created a membership for them, an art membership, and it began to grow and do incredible things. And not only like even while we were working together, like they began to hit those 5K months. But it was about 6 months ago that I put a post just on my page, and I hadn't heard from her or seen anything of either of them for a while, right? So I didn't know like where life had taken them or what they were doing. And she wrote a post on the post I put, and she said, Claire, like working with you transformed my life. When I began the academy, we were living on £10 a day in a canal boat. Like we now have a multiple 6-figure business. I've bought a house, a studio, but we're living and feeling more free than ever before. And I was like, oh my God. Like I wouldn't have known that when I had that conversation with her at the beginning, that she would take that and it would transform her life in so many ways. And all these new opportunities opened up, things that she like said that like she hadn't even thought about, right? And it's like, oh my God, now we get to do this. Now we get to do this. And this ripple effect happens. And I imagine that this happens with your people too, right? So it's recognizing that, yes, there's the things that we teach and the things that we do within our programs and our offers and our products, but there's also way more magic beyond that. And we have no idea of the incredible things and the incredible journey that people go on because they say yes. So when we sell, how can we hold that magic? How can we share that magic? How can we recognize the sacredness in that moment of when a client says yes? When they open up this whole new beautiful array of possibilities in their life, because finally, it's that commitment that happens, that yes inside their body. And whew, like a new portal is opened. If we sell from that place, how fulfilling is selling going to be? How powerful is selling going to be? It's going to put you in a place where you could probably cry every single sale you make because you're like, whoa, a new portal has opened. A new portal has opened. Like new possibility and magic has just been birthed into the world beyond what I can imagine right now. If we actually held that magic within our sales process, it would completely change the game. Because you're going to show up so freaking excited about the opportunities. This is making me feel emotional. About the opportunities you're going to be able to create in the world with the work that you do. And this is where, as heart-led entrepreneurs, as women and men, with literally magic at your fingertips, we must not hold ourselves back. We need to tap into that magic, that potential, the sacredness of that sale, and allow ourselves, give ourselves permission to hold it deeply. And it's going to transform. When you do that, it's going to transform your life. It's going to transform your client's life. And it's going to transform so many lives beyond it that you can't even begin to imagine. Can you feel that in your body? Like, how does this like, is this resonating? Can you feel this? And can you connect back into this energy next time you sell? And the next time that you're trying to decide how to price your product or your service, and you think, oh, people might not pay that. I'm just going to a little bit cheaper, a little bit less. Oh no, I'm not going to create that program because I don't think anyone will buy it. I'm not going to keep on selling because I don't think anyone's going to say yes. I've sold this thing a couple of times and no one's bought, so it's clearly not working. Can you allow yourself to shift your energy, shift your focus, shift your internal narrative, and instead tap into the sacredness of that sale so that you hold it, so that you are 100% committed to that sale, so that your client can be 100% committed to that sale, and so the magic can unfold beyond it. Okay, right. So I want you to feel into the feelings that you desire to feel when you're selling. What are the desired feelings you want to step into? And how can you practice stepping into them now as you feel into, as you think about selling? Here's what we're going to do next for today. I'm going to take you through the 7 steps for selling successfully with soul. So I'm going to share these 7 steps with you. You might want to write them down. And then, if there's time, I might do a little quick meditation with you. There's a couple of different meditations that I've literally got on my mind, so I don't know which one to do with you, but I will know by then. We'll let one will drop in. Does that sound good? Are you up for doing that? Janet, yes, this is beautiful. You know the good that will flow into your client's life. Exactly. You can feel the emotion of it. Beautiful. Yes. Okay, beautiful. Right, let me have a sip of coffee. Oh, yeah, no, I thought that wasn't my coffee then because it's gone cold, but it is. I thought it was yesterday's. I do a Snoopy happy dance when I sell anything. I love it. Gorgeous. Yes. Okay, so 7 successful steps for, what I've written doesn't make sense. 7 successful steps for any sales strategy. Oh, it does make sense. Okay, so number 1, you want to make sure that you have a title and a tagline that clearly conveys your offer, right? I know that sounds so obvious, but the title and the tagline really freaking matter when it comes to the thing that you're selling. And the more that you can convey what it is you're selling in the title, in the tagline, the more people are going to notice it, the more it's going to speak to them, the more their subconscious is going to wake up and be like, bing, 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 bing. It's going to like activate their little radar. Right? So don't put, when you're naming and taglining the thing that you're selling, don't try and make it like too out there. Actually say the thing that it is. Say the thing that it is so it activates their radar, so they stop, so they look. That's actually a huge part of the game, which people overlook, and it's such an important part. So number 1, a great title, a great tagline that clearly conveys what your offer is. So obvious, but you wouldn't believe how many people screw up on that first one. Second thing, have confidence in your offer. Your belief of why it's needed, why it's impactful, and why it's of service. You need to be 100% sold on the thing that you're selling. Every single program that I create and sell, I am 100% sold on. It is a program that I wish I had. I've created it and put every single thing in there that I think people need to get the best results possible. I have thought about the experience that they're going to have, what they're going to learn, the breakthroughs, the way that they're supported, where they might get stuck and what I can put in place to support that. I've literally looked at the whole thing and I've tried to make it the most powerful experience ever. So you have to be 100% sold on your offer. It's one of the reasons why I don't sell little programs, because I'm an all-in person. And so when you're working with me, we're gonna really freaking do it. We're gonna get this thing working. I'm not gonna sell you like a £99 program that's like, oh yeah, it's quite good. There you go, a bit of help. I'm like, no, we're freaking well doing this. We're creating a deep transformation. So that doesn't mean, by the way, that you can't sell. Like, I'm not judging other people's 99 products. What I'm saying is, right now, I can't sell that, because what's aligned for me is to work deeply and fully with you. Does that make sense? So you have to be 100% sold on your offer. And if I was trying to create something little just over here as like a little filler, I wouldn't have that same conviction around it. I wouldn't be able to stand here and be like, this is the thing that you freaking well need. This is the thing that's going to create a transformation. I have got you 100%. Like, it's going to transform your business. I wouldn't be able to sell it in that alignment with that ease, because I'd be like, yeah, but it's not. It's going to help with this thing here, but I wouldn't necessarily, like, you've got to be 100% sold on the thing that you're selling. That might be a £99 offer for you, because you might be 100% behind it. So please don't take like judgment of what I'm saying and putting it onto your stuff. Don't do that. It's like, you just have to have complete conviction around it. Yeah? Are you with me? And if there's anything that's misaligned, you need to change it. You either need to change the price and put it up so you can add more things in, or you need to take away that and take away that if it doesn't feel aligned for you, or you need to tweak this or add this, because you get to choose completely how you structure the thing that you're selling. But you've got to make sure it's fully aligned so that you can sell it like completely. You're completely sold. The third thing is clarity on how your offer is of service, right? So how is your offer going to support your clients? What are the benefits? What are the results? So for example, in the academy, you're going to stop second guessing. You're going to stop spaghetti marketing. You're going to stop creating a ton of content. You're going to stop being in perfection mode. You're going to finally have a plan, know what you're doing, feel in alignment, create a message that's magnetic, stop hopscotching around your offers, like choose your pricing purposefully, learn to launch for epic results, own the sale fully, know how to go through the sales process. So these are the benefits and the results for your people, and you need to be able to express that. One of the things that I see so often in the heart-led space is, you know how great your thing is, you know it's amazing, but you don't purvey that amazingness to your people. You might say, oh, it's amazing. Oh, I've got this thing and it's amazing. But you might not break down why. Why specifically is it amazing? What are the benefits that that person is going to gain from it? What are the results that this person could gain from it? Like, why do they need it? Why do they want it? Why is it good for them? We need to actually bring this into our content when we're selling, and stop thinking that like our clients are just mind readers, because they're not. We need to break it down for them. It's going to give you your time back. I'm going to teach you how to work smarter, not harder. You're finally going to find your rhythm so that it's not just a constant push. You're going to feel like and know that your business can be sustainable long term, that you can get out of feast and famine months, that you can create certainty within your sales cycles, all of these kind of things, right? Whatever it is for you. Are you with me? Right. The fourth one is the results that this offer will create in your business, in your life. So this question is number 4, is why is this meaningful for you? What are the results that this is going to give you? Because remember, when we create an offer, it's got to work for me, for you, for us, for everyone, the collective. So I can't just create an offer that's super aligned for you, but misaligned for me. Do you see what I mean? I have to make sure that this offer that I've created is the perfect match for you, and I'm fully sold on why you need it and why it's going to help you and how it's going to transform your life. And also, I've got to know how this is going to benefit my life. how this is going to be fulfilling for me, how I am going to be 100% all in because I am so like driven and connected and in love with this thing that I've created and the way that I deliver it and what it gives for me in my life too, because this is receiving and giving, right? And it has to be in balance. And so if you selling this thing is just for them, just for them, just for them, there's going to be a little piece of you that's holding back. So it's like, yeah, but how many times have you tried to sell something, but like realistically, you've known that you're going to struggle delivering on it because you've not got time or not got capacity? A few years ago, I did this with a program. I'd said I was going to launch a program, and I said, well, and I thought, well, if I've said I'm going to launch it, I need to do it. And I'd had a couple of clients who came to me and were like, Claire, we want to do this thing. And I was like, okay, I'll do it then, I'll do it. And so I sold it. And then afterwards, I had this like I couldn't figure out, what is this feeling I've got inside of me? Like something was churning and I was feeling anxious. And I realized there was a bit of resentment because I'd undercharged for the thing and I didn't really have time to do it. Like, obviously I was going to find time. I wasn't going to not find the time for something I was going to put my all in. But it then meant it had a negative impact on my life. It meant I couldn't do some of the things that I'd actually wanted to do because I'd committed to delivering this program. So what I'd done without realizing it is I'd created a program that was perfect for clients and they loved it and they were desperate to do it, but it was not the perfect match for me. And so my energy was off. I was actually in misalignment as I was delivering that program. And I had to work again and again and again to make sure that every time I showed up for that program, I was back in alignment, back in alignment, back in alignment. But what I found was it drained me. Like I didn't get that like buzz, that zest for life, that like, oh my God, like I had to really bring it to make sure that I was still serving them fully, because that's so important to me. So you've got to know why it's a perfect match for you, what you're going to gain from it. Linda says, aha moment, giving more than I'm receiving, doing things for them with not enough thought about me. Yeah, so important, Linda. We need, okay. So next thing, we are where did I get to? Number 5 is the ability to explain your offer simply and quickly. Can you say the thing that your offer does in a nutshell, in a couple of seconds? The Impacted Income Academy is going to teach you how to market your business, share your message, build your audience and sell so you can finally start hitting consistent 5 to 10K months in your business, so that you can finally feel safe and secure, so that you can let go of the spaghetti marketing and the working hard and the frustration and feel like finally you've got this. You're a soul-led, successful entrepreneur and you can see that you can continue to grow beyond this point now. Whatever it is for you, you need to be able to say it like that, like in a nutshell, because quite often if it's too big and convoluted, people don't get it. We lose them. It's kind of like, oh, what? So we need to be able to like capture that quickly. And this goes back to those primary needs that we talked about the other day, right? Okay. Number 6 is a connection to your heart. So you've got to have that, like, this is more about, so when I wrote this one, the connection to your heart, this is more for those of you who have a program that you resell. How many of you have a program that you've created and you might resell it a couple of times a year? Have any of you got that? Now, if we've got a program that we resell, every single time we resell it, we have to reconnect into it. If we don't reconnect into it, it feels soulless. It's like a thing to do. And actually, your sales won't be as successful. So with every single thing that we sell, that connection, it has to feel alive. It has to feel like electrified. We have to have that like feeling inside of us around it. Even if it's something that you've sold a million times before, you need to reconnect in order to have the same level of success around it. I'm not sure if that makes sense or not, but it's one of the things that I've recognized, like sometimes that connection can deaden. And if you try to sell it without that connection, it just doesn't work as successfully. And then finally, and this is the last one, it needs to have the wow factor. It needs to have the wow factor. Now, when I talk about the wow factor, what do I actually mean? I mean the images that you use. I mean the words that you use. I mean the titles. I mean, make the thing flipping juicy. This does not mean you've got to go and pay lots of money for beautiful branding. No, 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 and no. This means just pay some attention to it. Make sure you're in love with the thing that you've created. Make sure it looks juicy, like for you. And that doesn't need to be hard, and you definitely don't need to be paying money to do that. But it means that you've imbued it with your essence, so it feels really like, yeah, this has the wow factor, baby. I'm excited to share this with you. I am proud to share this with you. I'll often say, like in the sequence leading up to a launch or leading up to open the doors, it's like 3-day countdown. I've got something new, 2 days, 1 day, like the big reveal. Ta-da! Here it is. Here's the creation. It's like the moment when Mombasa, what's his name? I can't remember. In The Lion King, like holds the Lion King up and is like, like we should be doing that with our officers, like, hi, Shamanya. I don't know what the words are. And like that kind of like, let me show you to the world. I am so freaking proud of this. We want to have that energy about it, because when we hold that energy, we are creating that energy around us. We create our reality from the inside out. If you hold the energy, you will see that energy in others around the thing that you do. Move faster. Thank you. I don't know any of the words. I'm one of those people who sing songs and all the words are wrong. My daughter gets really annoyed with me. She's like, Mummy, they're not even the words. And she'll like get my phone and she'll make me like sing it with the words and everything until I get the words right. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. Anyway, that's the 7. That's the 7. Have you got it? Right. They're the 7 things that you need in any sales process to make it successful. Right. Now, here's what we're going to do next. I am going to take you. Oh, hang on. Let me check what time my next call is. Oh, yeah, we've got time. We're good. Right. So here's what we're going to do. Those of you who've got time, stay with me. I'm going to talk just a little bit about the Academy for a moment, and then we're going to do a little visualization. All right. I've got 2 visualizations I can do with you. You can tell me which one. Would you like to do the money thermostat visualization where we go inside your brain? So if you want to do the money thermostat visualization, I want you to write thermostat. Or would you like to do the flow of money visualization, in which case I want you to write flow of money, right? So tell me in the comments which one you want, and then we're going to do that to finish today. Right. So before we do finish, Masterclass Sunday, I will see you then. Doors are open to the Academy. Now, I feel like I haven't actually gone into the detail around the Academy at all with you yet. But essentially, the Academy is the marketing program, the business growth program, the money-making program for your business. But it's not just a regular program. Yes, you get the training. Every single week you get a new training, and there's lots of support training to go with it. So you're going to learn logically everything that you need. But I know that that's not enough for you to get results. So there's also then a huge amount of support wrapped around that so that you can actually implement it. So every week there's a group call with me where we look at you implementing this. How is it working for you? How are you implementing it? What are you stuck with? If it's not working, how do we get it working for you? We literally have that conversation every single week to make sure that it's not just learning, it's not just knowledge, it's wisdom, it's implemented and it's working within your business. We revisit all the things. So those of you who are just starting out, you're going to do it powerfully from the get-go. We do look at soul client, like your true soul client. We check that you're not playing small. We look at your core message and how we need to work on it so it really connects deeply with your soul client. We look at where you're building your audience. We look at the content that you're sharing. We build your client attraction magnet. We build your email list. We start really building this audience. We go into those strategies that are going to go beyond your bubble. So you've got an audience to serve, to sell to. I teach you how to activate that audience with a launch, and there's not a one size fits all. There's a different launch that could suit every single one of you and works for every single business. And then we dive into all things selling to make sure that you can hold the sale, that you can close the sale, that you're making the money. Then beyond that, we look at how you scale beyond 6 figures, how you continue to grow, how you stop the feast for famine months and have consistency within your business. I literally take you through every single piece that you need so that you can build this business that you actually desire, so that you can make money in your business. So yes, there's a training, but there's also the support from me. And then on top of that, there's mindset support, because we've talked about how when you're going in your growth zone, your mind monkeys are going to kick off. I want to make sure that you've got help with that so that you're not sabotaging yourself, so that you're on track. So if you know in the past, your mind monkeys have gone crazy, the doubt, the fear, the, oh my God, what if, but can come into play and stop you. We've got support in there to make sure that like that is not going to stop you. And we've got all the tech. So the pieces that you need for like your mailing system and sales pages and all that kind of thing, I take you through and teach you step by step. But on top of that, we've got a whole tech vault full of training. And on top of that, I've got my tech person who comes in and does a session every month for those really techie questions, the real tech bits that I don't even know, to make sure that she can sort you out with that as well. So it's literally one place, one space, one community whereby we transform your business, and we do it from the inside out. So it's not just about doing the things. It's not just about building the business. It's how do we do this in alignment for you? How do you enjoy the journey? How do you surrender into it? How do you find your flow? And how do you do this no matter what your life looks like right now? Because I know that most of you are living really busy lives. I know that you're juggling all kinds of things. And I know that you're probably thinking, how do I build my business? Well, I've got all these things that I'm holding. The truth is you can. When you work smart, not hard, when you work in alignment, when you find your rhythm, you 100% can. And so the Academy is really about supporting you in doing that. Now, it's not as wild and as crazy as these 4 days have been. It's not like boom, boom, boom every day. It's weekly, so it's sustainable. So you have time to learn, to implement, to embed, to embody as we then continue on. We have implementation weeks so that if anyone does get a bit behind, there's a bit of space for people to catch up. Obviously, we're doing this over summer, so there's going to be a few more implementation weeks put in to make it easy for you. And then like you get lifetime access to all the trainings, lifetime access to the community, the people that you will meet in that academy, like the community is epic, the support, the sisterhood and brotherhood, because there's sometimes guys who join us in the academy too, is out of this world. And it makes me so freaking proud to be able to hold this space and see people grow and see people flourish and see people like say yes and step so deeply into their truth and into their expansion and into their magic. So I will talk more about the Academy next week and as we go, but you need to know right now there's extra bonuses available, there's fast action bonuses available and all of those things. So if you haven't checked out the sales page yet, how many of you have actually checked it out? Sophie signed up for the Academy. You did, baby, yes. So go check out the page because I've written it all down. It's there in black and white. And if you still have questions, you can book a call. I still have appointments available in my diary that I've opened up specifically for you. We can activate the flow of money. I will join. Yes. Okay, you booked a call with me. Beautiful, Elizabeth. That's perfect. Right, so I'm going to put the link to the Academy in here one more time, just in case any of you haven't seen it yet, just to make sure that you've got it. You can have a little look at it. I'm also going to be sharing here in the group, I'm going to put some videos in of people, of people's stories who have been through the Academy. They've transformed their businesses, they've transformed their lives. There's some like beautiful, beautiful, powerful things that they're sharing. I want you to be able to see that. So I'm going to be sharing some of those as we go over the weekend. All right, and I've just popped the link in there. All right, let's finish with a little visualization, shall we? What have you all put? Which one have you chosen? Let me have a little look. Some of you put flow. Oh, lots of you put flow. Interesting. All right, we're doing flow then. I was all ready to do the thermostat with you. Right, let's do flow. Okay, so just take a deep breath in and relax it. Just notice how your body feels right now in this moment. Notice where you might have any tension. Allow your eyes to close. Allow yourself to just settle into you. And I would like you now to call back your energy. I want you to notice where your energy might be spread, where there might be energetic leaks happening within your body, within your life right now, and just call it back. So whether it's thinking about the next thing that you need to do, whether it's thinking about something that we've covered in today's training, just call it back in, call it back in, call it back in, and allow that energy to begin moving through your body. Allow it to flow. Life is a flow. Life is not still. And so as you feel into your body now, let it to have like just that movement. Allow yourself to feel your feet firmly on the floor and for Mother Earth to come up and hold you. She's got you. She's supporting you so fully. And then moving up through your body and opening your crown chakra so that the universe can pour in its energy, its magic, its possibility to fill you up into overflow. And imagining those little kind of light particles, that frequency shifting, changing, vibrating through your body, slowly bringing in a harmony. The parts of your body, your chakra systems beginning to work together in alignment. Your head and your heart connecting, working as one, no longer fighting each other. And then in your mind's eye, a picture begins to open up. And you allow yourself to experience this in whatever way feels aligned for you. You might see it, you might feel it, you might think it, you might just go blank, and your subconscious might do the journey for you. And this picture begins opening up. It's like a tiny, tiny dot in front of you. And it begins opening and opening and opening. And as it opens, you begin to see the picture of a waterfall in front of you. A big, beautiful waterfall. And you almost have a bird's eye view of this waterfall, like you're flying above it. And you notice how fully this waterfall flows. You notice where there's the potential for it to be fuller, bigger, stronger. You begin flying back over this waterfall, back to the rivers, to the streams that feed it. And you begin to notice where this water flows freely and where this water might be blocked. This stream represents the abundance in your life. This stream represents the money that you receive. This stream represents how richly you allow yourself to experience life and allow the money to flow through you. And so as you have this bird's eye view of these different streams, I want you to notice them. And now I want you to actually imagine this stream moving within your body, within your consciousness. It actually flows within you. And this stream, now that it's inside of you, you get to feel that flow of it moving through you. You begin to notice the places where there are block dams, the places where the flow has been stopped, the places where over time it's built up, there's debris, dams have been built, and it stopped the flow of receiving that you could be receiving right now with so much more ease. And so you're going to hone in almost on some of these places. You're going to just notice and acknowledge the energy that these dams hold. You're going to ask yourself, and you'll just receive the answer subconsciously. What do you need to allow? What do you need to believe? What can you surrender to so that the flow can once again move again? So that finally we get rid of any stagnant water within your system. Because stagnant water creates dis-ease. It's what clogs up our body. It's what clogs up our energy. What essentially holds us back from being the fullest expression that we could be of ourselves. This block could be in your throat chakra somewhere. It could be something around you speaking your truth. Or it could reside in one of your other chakras. It could be around your worthiness to receive. You feeling safe. You feeling ready. You being visible. You owning your magic. It could be how you take action on the things that live inside of you. And so you just notice where these stagnant little pools are. And you begin just clearing away the energy. You allow the water to start moving. You almost stir it and see the movement begin, and you move the twigs and the wood and the things out of the way, and suddenly the flow begins. And as the flow begins, you feel these little tiny releases in your body. You notice where you've been holding tension, holding stress, trying to operate from a place of push. And as these streams begin to flow again, you feel that ease and you feel the abundance. And the abundance flows through you. and you allow money to begin to flow. You recognize that money can come with ease, that you're this beautiful stream of richness, of wealth, once you simply allow it. And as this stream flows through you, you begin to notice opportunities for new little streams to evolve, to add to it. And before you know it, what was just a normal stream becomes this big, beautiful, abundant rush of energy, of consciousness, of money flowing through you. Because you are safe for money to flow. We don't need to hold on to it tightly. We don't need to be in scarcity around it. And you notice any places where maybe you've been trying to hoard the money, hold the money from a place of fear. There might well be places that this stream goes as a home. It goes to some beautiful homes and it feeds the animals, it nurtures them, it nourishes them. It feels good. It's a completely different energy to the hoarding, to the holding, to the scarcity. And money flows through you, and abundance flows through you. And as you experience this flow freely, with ease, you see a picture of yourself in this stream. And as you see a picture of yourself in this stream, you step into her or him, and you allow the money, allow the stream, allow the consciousness to wash through you. It washes through your entire system, clearing it, cleansing it. As it does so, you notice any limiting beliefs that you're still holding that's stopping you from being visible, sharing your message, showing up in your truth, owning your essence, selling with soul within your business. And you allow it just to be washed away and washed away and washed away. And as this stream cleanses you inside and out, you begin to recognize that you've got space for something new to grow within you. New beliefs, empowering beliefs. You begin to tap into that energy of worthiness, of wealth, of abundance, of magnetism. You recognize that 100% you are worthy as fuck. You are wealthy as fuck. You are abundant as fuck. And you are as magnetic as fuck. You have got this. And it's time to allow yourself this ease, this flow, this abundance, to trust yourself in the steps that you take, to play full out, to allow yourself to be pulled down the stream instead of trying to hold on, freaking out in scarcity about what might happen next. And with that, you just allow yourself to move down this beautiful stream of consciousness, allowing the money to flow, the abundance to flow, for yourself to receive deeply, richly, fully. And with that, you just come back into your mind's eye. And with you, you bring a little mantra, whatever it might be, that allows you to step back into this flow, that allows you to feel the ease, that allows you to surrender to the money that wants to flow through you and to the impact that you can create with this. And then just taking another deep breath in, coming back into the now and opening your eyes when you're ready. When you're back, tell me just how you're feeling. Okay. Josh says, I'm getting FOMO over the thermostat now. The thermostat one's a good one. It's a really good one. Okay. Is everyone back? Type in I'm back. Tell me you're good. Sophie says, I love money and money loves me. Yes, baby. Absolutely. Hell yes. That was beautiful. Thank you. Okay. Right. Whew. That wraps up our 4 days together but this is not the end. This is actually just the beginning. I'm super excited to serve you deeply in the masterclass on Sunday night. It's going to be epic. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be next level information that you need to grow your business. And I can't wait to share it all with you. So I'll see you 6:30 Sunday night, and it's going to be a big one. So bring your pen, bring your paper, find a quiet space. It's going to be freaking epic, right? I will see you then. Between now and then, come join me in the academy, book in your call, choose the payment option that works for you. If you've got questions, look at the Q&A bit on that sales page, read through what the academy is, the transformation it's going to create for you, all the different things that we cover in there. It's such a beautiful experience. And also have a little look at some of the client stories that I'm going to be sharing in the group so that you begin to recognize how possible this is for you too. I will see you on Sunday. Hope you've really enjoyed today. Your workbook, nearly forgot. Let me present your workbook, is actually some of the questions that I shared with you earlier. And I would love for you to lean into these and really sit with them. So those questions that I asked you at the beginning of today, these are the workbook. And then I want you to create a couple of money mantras below. So it's a really nice one, really easy one. It's something that should bring that feel-good factor into your Friday evening so that you can really enjoy it. Okay, I'll be sharing that workbook in the group as soon as we're done. As usual, I would love to see your daily tasks in the task thread. Go have an amazing Friday, enjoy your Saturday, and I will see you on Sunday. And thank you so much for being here with me. I hope that you've enjoyed every single second. I appreciate it deeply. I love how fully you engage, you share, you react, because I come back and I read these comments and I look at what you've put, and it's really affirming for me. It's really fulfilling, and it really helps guide me so that I know what else to share with you and what else is going to be really useful. So just thank you so much for showing up for yourself, for showing up for everyone else in the group. I appreciate it hugely. You're amazing. I love you. I will see you on Sunday. Mwah. See you soon. Bye.